Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. Now, most of you know I have just recently purchased a home, and unfortunately, a lot of things have already gone wrong. I think that's like the one thing that you never want to happen, but unfortunately it has. We are now standing in front of one of my biggest problems right here. So we had some really big rains just about 2-3 weeks ago. And guys, when I tell you the craziest thing on the face of the planet happened, it happened here in my daughter's room. So right here behind me, this is obviously a wall, supposed to be a wall. And typically, if you had a leak, right? Like if you had a leak, you would think that it's gonna come from the top, like maybe from a corner, from a light, like that's what you expect to happen. No. Right in the center of the wall. It literally looked like AI. The wall opens, like out of nowhere, there's like this cut in the wall and water starts flowing in. Like I could literally not believe it. Have my contractor come over because obviously I'm still doing things around the house. Have him rush over like SOS, come. And he said, Myra, I have been working here in this town for 40 years and I have never seen a leak this big. Like it is absolutely insanity. So let me tell you what has happened here. So we obviously open up the wall. There is dry rot, there is black mold. And I'm thinking like, OMG, I also paid to have 2 inspections. Okay, inspections are not cheap, right? So there was $3,000 for them not to catch this, for them not to catch the decks. So it's like a whole thing. And of course, when I was negotiating the price, I also did get a credit for other things around the house. So I signed off on, a lot of things and basically just to finalize everything. But this is something completely different. Like they knew this was the case. They knew this had happened. When you opened it up, there looked like there were patches that happened, right? Kind of like Mickey Mouse vibes. And so anyway, to make a long story short, I've had to deal with this leak, the deck, which I'm going to show you right now. And I have 3 decks on my property. So, and every single deck was not waterproof properly. So again, nightmare. Okay. And I'm not complaining because at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? God, no, like no one fell, no one got hurt. Like all of this is material stuff that can be fixed. But it's just the fact that at the end of the day, like, they lied about it, right? Anyway, it's a whole thing, which, I really don't want to get into that, but I wanted to share this with you because it does happen. And these are just things like for you to be more mindful about if you're purchasing a home, because at the end of the day, like no one is looking out for you the way you're going to yourself. You know what I mean? Like I trusted the inspectors, plural, 2 different companies, and like that did nothing. When you have decks on a property like this, like that's something that you have to look out for. And you look out for certain, like there's little signs that were there. I didn't know this because I'm not an inspector. Like I don't know. Anyway, so in here, let me just tell you what has happened, okay? So first of all, the leak came in from this wall. Boom, pouring in. We have to start ripping things out because like, OMG, where is this coming from? Then we realize, oh, it's coming from the deck above, right? Which we'll go to right now. Then we open up the ceiling, right? We open up this top portion and we see the sky, the blue sky from Nathi's room. And I'm like, why am I seeing the sky? Like, what is going on here? So anyway, long story short, this has been a huge hot mess. We have not been able to use this room in over 3 weeks, which is, it's a whole thing. She's been having to sleep with me, which don't get me wrong, I love for her to sleep with me and stuff, but I also feel like I feel bad because she hasn't been able to enjoy her room since we moved in, because 1 full month was all renovation. Like we had to literally, from paint to flooring to, anyway, just like a bunch of different things, restroom and kitchen and all this. So we've actually only been here for a month and this has been going on for 3 weeks. Anyway, this is gonna get completely replaced. We're gonna get this replaced, making sure that there's no dry rot, making sure there's no black mold, because A lot of times when you have allergies and you start having respiratory issues and you have just a lot of things going on that are unexplainable, sometimes it could be due to like black mold or other things that are going on in your walls that are just sometimes painted over. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So that would have been the worst case scenario because Nati used to have respiratory issues. She doesn't now, so I'm very, very thankful for that. But seeing this gets me so upset just because of that, because this is her room, you know what I mean? So if she would have started getting sick, and it would just been a whole thing. So this is what's going on in here. Obviously, we have all of this stuff that's been pulled off. We're hoping that this is all going to get taken care of within the next few weeks. Of course, we got more rains. These rains, now let me show you what happened with these rains. So this was caused from the rains 3 weeks ago. What I'm about to show you upstairs was caused from the rains just 4 days ago. This was already like a big deal, but the ones in the living room, which I'm going to go show you right now, that like probably was the one that just was like, ugh, like it caused me like ansiedad. Let's go upstairs. I'm going to show you exactly what happened, but this is the situation in my daughter's room, and it's been like this for 3 weeks. So that is what's been going on here. Okay, so let's go to the living room so I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, all right guys, so we're coming kind of around to go to my living room because they are cleaning the house today. This area right here, just to I'll kind of show you. So this is called a breezeway, okay? And this is actually gonna turn into my walk-in closet. And then I am gonna have the little laundry room back here. Right now it's right here. So it's kind of like, don't judge it, okay? I will say I did not know that it was going to be like this much of a hassle because the laundry room is not technically in the house. It is out, it's like, I mean, the house is here, but like this breezeway is like a connection. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but this is what I mean. There's a lot of things that like in terms of functionality, it's a little off. So we have the washroom out here. For now, it's gonna work. I'm making it work. I have all of my, just my stuff. I don't have cabinets in here yet. So in here, until this reno happens, which will be in about a year and a half, I do want to put like shelves and stuff so I can store my toilet paper. I can store all of my cleaning supplies, which I just ordered. And I am trying to stay away from chemicals just because one, Nati has always had kind of like respiratory issues. She has like seasonal asthma and stuff. My mom has an allergy cough where she's been coughing like for, I don't know, like 20 years. And I personally think that it has to do with a lot of the chemicals that are in our detergent. I have my detergent, which are just these right now. These are from Earth Breeze. And these are eco-friendly laundry detergent sheets. So you literally just put the sheet into your load, and it leaves them obviously clean, smelling good. It leaves them nice and soft, and you don't get all of that junk. Like you don't get all of those chemicals that go onto your skin and absorbed into your bloodstream. It tackles the stains. It fights odors, and then it also protects colors. So this is like a really, really great option if you are looking to have like a cleaner version of laundry detergent in your home. I don't have a discount code, but I do have a link and I have a QR code. So I'll leave the QR code on the screen that you can scan, and I'll also leave a link in the description below. It's just something to think about, something to consider, because nowadays, not only is it, you have to have like those plastic jugs, they get messy, they get all, like this is super, super convenient because look at this. Let me show you just so you can see what I'm talking about. But anyway, once I get everything set up and I have my little cabinets and I have all of my products, I'll show you so you can see the clean products that I ended up finding. So this is what it looks like, and no mess, very, very, like, I feel like it is just so convenient. Literally put it in. If you're doing like an extra large load, you can do 2. And then poof, it basically leaves your stuff super, super clean, and it actually smells really fresh. So I love them. I love them. This is now like my 4th package that I've gone through. They also have like the softener and all of that stuff. So again, I will leave that linked, but the goal here is to do the little, just like some cabinets. I don't know. I'm just trying to think. I need more lighting in here. And so for now, this is going to be my little laundry room situation. And trust me, it's been the whole thing because it's starting to get cold. And I'm like, girl, I have to go outside to wash and to get towels and to get, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things. But hey, at the end of the day, I feel very, very blessed, and I feel very happy to be dealing with this type of problem. You know what I mean? But yeah, this is it. So this here is, again, it's called the breezeway. And in here, there's like a secret little thing that's like an entire room in there, which once this does become my master, I'm kind of trying to think of how I'm gonna do this. But this here is, yeah, it's all going to be enclosed, and I'm gonna have a huge closet because my closet right now is super small. So come on, let's go to the living room and I'm gonna show you the deck out there that had to get ripped off. Okay, so now we're in my living room, and here is the issues that started in the second rains, the ones that we just had about 4 days ago. So what happened here was we're just hanging out. Obviously winds start, you know, it starts to get super windy. We already know these rains are coming. So what my contractor did was they came for an entire day, and they literally put like plastic all over the decks. They, this one, which was weird, they only put plastic on half the deck, which I don't know. I don't understand why, but they did. And then upstairs off of my bedroom, they did the entire deck, right? Like, and they even put like a little drain hole. They did a whole thing. It literally took them the whole day to do. Then the rains start, which again, we knew that was happening. And right away, you know, I came down here because I was like, okay, I want to make sure that everything's okay. Like the rains just started. They're coming in pretty hard. It's super windy. So then what started to happen was little drops started to come out of this light right here. And that, I was like, OMG, because if it's coming down from the light, then you know that there's going to be more, you know, we already knew that the rain's coming. We're going to be crazy. So I called my contractor. He comes over. By the time he gets here at 10 o'clock at night, right here on the ceiling, there is like little bubbles that are starting to form underneath the paint. And I'm like, oh my God, like, it was so crazy because I'm like, is this whole entire ceiling gonna cave in on me? Like, is the same thing gonna happen that is in Nathi's room where I'm gonna literally have no ceiling? So I'm not gonna lie, I was freaking out a little bit, but he comes over and he's like, Myra, don't worry about it. It's not really that big of a deal to fix. Like, we're gonna do this, this, and that, and then kind of like patch it, like fix it, dry it, and then whatever needs to be removed is. And then, you know, he just put me at ease that it wasn't gonna be like this, you know, like this huge project just to fix this ceiling. So what he did was he took a blade and actually cut the roof so that the water would have like a controlled leak. Because if not, I don't know if you've ever seen this where like the entire ceiling just kind of caves in and it just like accumulates water. Well, that could potentially happen if he wouldn't have stopped the water from leaking upstairs and if he wouldn't have cut it. So anyways, it was a whole thing. We have to move the furniture. I got pots. I started putting pots wherever these little leaks were happening. It felt like a movie. It literally felt like a movie. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's leaks all over my living room. I just got my furniture in and this is happening. So I did get like a little sad. I mean, I was sitting right here on my dining table, just kind of looking in on everything. And I did like for a little just feel kind of like down about everything. But then I thought like, okay, there's, you know, like there are worse things that could be happening right now. So I just asked John like, okay, just let me know what we need to do. So what he went and did, actually Donnie was the first one that thought of this. He went and grabbed a huge tarp, like a 20-foot tarp, and he was like doing like a little, kind of like a little tent over my balcony. And in my head, I'm thinking like, why didn't they think of this before? It was a whole ordeal. Literally, they're on the roof. They're trying to like put it down with some weights and stuff. Meanwhile, they tie it, a gust of wind comes, blows everything away. Literally like the movies, like everything that could go wrong was going wrong. And I was just feeling like, oh my goodness, like this is actually happening, you know? So anyway, I wanted to share it with you because it's just been like a whole experience, I'm not gonna lie. And trying to stay positive when things are going south is sometimes, you know, it's a huge challenge, but I felt like overall, I just got sad like once or twice and I just kept telling myself like, okay, it's fine, it's not that big of a deal. Like it's all material stuff and it can get fixed. But upstairs, the deck upstairs also leaked, which that is what ended up leaking here into the living room. The living room deck ended up leaking, which leaked into Nathi's room. And she has a deck, but luckily there's nothing under, but I'm assuming that that deck was not waterproofed either. So all 3 decks were not waterproofed and they all caused thousands of dollars of damage. I don't know what it's gonna cost me to fix this roof or this ceiling, but it's gonna be a few $1,000s. And then the one that went into Natalia's room is for sure gonna be a few $1,000s because it ruined the ceiling, it ruined the wall, the plywood needs to get replaced, the insulation needs to get replaced. And not to mention that the deck that's right here, the entire deck was removed. Like I had no deck. They took off the stone, they took off the wood, they took off the railing, they took every single part of the deck off. Like they had to rebuild it. And that's just one deck. And then now the ceilings and the rooms and this and that. So it's been a whole situation. Even just talking about it right now, I'm like getting ansiedad, but just because it wasn't expected, you know, sometimes you go through things where you're like, oh my God, like why is all of this happening at once? But ultimately, I know that it's gonna get taken care of, and I don't wanna go through a whole situation where I have to sue the old owner. I'm hoping that we can come to an agreement so this doesn't go into litigation. And I'm hoping that she's cooperative with everything because it's just not fair, right? They tried to hide it. They did like a lot of little they tried to do like a little fixer-upper, and it turned out to be worse because they probably opened up gaps. And anyway, long story, but that is the situation here, guys. That is what has been happening. I've been dealing with this now for over a month, or about a month. Right now, what's gonna have to happen is we're gonna get all 3 decks waterproof, which means that we have to rip off the stone, we have to get new railings, we have to get new stone, new wood, and then obviously fix Natalia's ceiling, my living room ceiling, and Natalia's wall and stuff like that. So a lot of little projects going on here while I'm still waiting for the rest of my furniture to come in. But so far we got like the couch, we got, you know, I haven't even put up my art yet. So I do have art, I have like this beautiful mirror, and just a lot of little things that I'm really excited to show you. But I did want to share this with you because I feel like you've been a part of my home journey. And these are just things that happen. And at the end of the day, like I still have to stay positive, and like sharing this with you, because like, you know, I don't really share these things with anyone else. I feel like it just makes me feel a little better because I'm like, I know that I'm not the only one going through a bunch of stuff. And so yeah, it's just like a way for me to vent, because trust me, it's been so upsetting. It's been so like, I've been sad, I've been mad, I've been like just anxious, just a lot of different, it's been a roller coaster of emotions through this process. But ultimately I do still feel very blessed, and I'm really happy because I love my home, and it's like, you know, it's just unfortunate that these things happen. So again, hopefully we are able to come to a solution, and then we don't have to, it doesn't have to become a bigger deal where it gets ugly and we have to get like attorneys involved. And it's just like, nobody wants that, because those are, you know, attorneys are super expensive. And then it's like you end up, I mean, if you've dealt with attorneys, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you. That is where we're at. I do want to do, like, I feel like I should have everything furnished within the next couple of weeks. So I do want to do like a whole walkthrough. Hopefully these decks are done, because I don't want to do a full walkthrough if my deck upstairs is still patched up. I might have to show you once the decks are up, but they're not fully, the stone isn't up, because that might take a while too. The stone is coming in from Italy, and it's a whole, the shipping and stuff just takes a long time. So anyway, guys, that is the hot mess that has been going on out here with me. And through all of this, I'm still working, still, you know, there's mom life, work life, personal life, everything. So it's just, it's a lot, but I'm happy to share it with you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I cannot wait to show you like a final walkthrough. Hopefully that happens within the next couple of weeks, but I love you. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you on my next video. Mwah.